Sally's reveal sparks a major fight, and Kyle finally tells Summer the truth. On this episode of The Young and the Restless, Chelsea brings up a sensitive matter with Billy, Sally has a telling meeting, and Tessa confronts Maria. Chelsea visits Billy at his workplace to discuss potential topics for a podcast. As the CEO, she makes fun of him for sitting there. He jokes about his various headwear and claims Lily is still away. Chelsea suggests that they organize a play date for the boys. Billy tries to discourage her by explaining that it's more involved than this simple play date. When asked by Johnny, Chelsea snaps, "You are never going to change your posture toward me, are you?" At Society, Elena expresses her frustration to Nate over the length of time it is taking to have her released from her contract with Newman Media. Spotting Sally, Nate signals for her to come help. He explains that they wish to discuss the terms of Elena's resignation from Ask MD. The firm regrets the delay in setting up a new meeting time. However, their attorneys are now occupied with a family situation. His use of the word reschedule had Sally scratching her head. They were supposed to have supper with Imani, but Sally had to cancel last minute. Sally simply cannot bring that to mind. Summer, at the rooftop bar, is suspicious of Kyle and asks him to explain his behavior. Something may have transpired, she muses, and she wonders if it had anything to do with the fact that their mothers worked together at Marchetti. Kyle finally opens up on his fantastic Marchetti-related idea after some further prodding. It's unrelated to their moms and might benefit the individuals he cares about. Maria chit-chats and attempts to schedule activities with Tessa at Crimson Lights. Tessa jots, "Go to work," and "I'm fine" on her whiteboard. Maria is doubtful and is aware that she is disappointed by the tour cancellation. Tessa declares, "This is my dream," using her phone's speech recognition software. "All I've ever wanted is for you to shower attention on me." As she does, Maria sighs. Their bond is strong enough that they can sense each other's emotions. She remembers being kidnapped by the crazed Stitch, and Tessa could tell by her expression that she was terrified at the time. "No matter how you're feeling, it's my hope to be there to help you bear it." Kyle tells Summer at the rooftop bar that Maria had a concept that would benefit both Tessa and Marchetti by redirecting her energy. He may be considering Tessa for a modeling career, as Summer has surmised. In agreement, he nods. For the purpose of the print ad, the camera adores her. Her reputation is rapidly expanding, and she appeals to precisely the target audience they have in mind. Summer is concerned that Maria will get involved, and then it will become a thing. Kyle reassures her that Maria is extremely busy running Jabat. This opportunity for Tessa to represent Marchetti as a spokesperson is fantastic. Billy informs Chelsea about how his children are coping with Ashlyn's death at Chancellor Winters. She feels that's even more of a cause for Johnny to take Connor out for some soccer kicking. Billy becomes irritated and snaps. "It's not the correct time. Can we please move on from this?" Instead, Chelsea says, "No, actually." No. Billy maintains that they are allies. In tears, Chelsea. Even though he is her biological son, she has no contact with him. Billy points out to her that it was ultimately her decision to make. For a long time, their arrangement worked well. Is there something going on? Chelsea sees things from a different perspective. She had always felt like an alien there, but after hitting rock bottom, she became completely unrecognizable to herself. Ree had reached out to her when she was at her lowest, and his death left her reeling. As a result of everything that has happened, Chelsea has come to the conclusion that she has earned the right to be happy. Joining him on the show has given her a great boost of self-assurance and helped her see the value in letting other people in. That includes Johnny. It's not like telling him that Victoria is actually his mother will shock him or anything. Billy brings up the contract they had, but Chelsea says she's changed since then. It's important that Johnny and Connor spend some time together and form a friendship. Billy assures her he will talk to Victoria about it and report back on the outcome. That's when they make the decision to have some lunch together. Sally checks her calendar at the club and sees that she and Nate and Imani did not have a business dinner planned. Nate thinks there was a disagreement and wants to talk about it now. Elena is happy for Sally's success in her new role, and Nate shares that his girlfriend is considering relocating to be with them at Chancellor Winters. Sally understands why they would try to poach her, but is perplexed as to why she would agree to it. While working at Crimson Lights, Tessa finally admits that she's losing her mind since she can't do the things she enjoys. Maria agrees with you that she needs to find another outlet for her imagination. Maria is worried that Kyle and Summer have arrived and are wondering where she has been all day because she normally works at Jebat. They're serious about having a chat with Tessa. Tessa is asked whether she is interested in taking on a new challenge by Kyle and Summer. Is being the new face of Marchetti something you'd be interested in? At this point, Maria shouts, "What? Holy cow!" Maria asks Tessa her opinion on the plan after hearing lies from Kyle and Summer about where they heard about it. She appreciates the compliment, but it makes her sad to think about what she might be giving up. Elena assures Sally at Society that any number of doctors can continue her work at Ask ND now. Sally is confused as to why she wants to leave and whether or not she is pleased. She is not. Elena reassures her. Sally is concerned that if the show were to switch doctors, the audience might not react the same way. In order to get out of Elena's contract, Nate jots down a number. While Sally is heartbroken to see Elena go, she is ready to sign the papers today. After Elena and Nate thank her, they depart. Nate is shocked that Elena isn't more ecstatic about being released from her contract at Chancellor Winters. Elena thinks he made a good assessment of the issue, at least in regard to Sally. Nate is perplexed and wants to know, "What do you mean?" Elena can't believe she has to tell him this, but she explains that Sally didn't recall their dinner meeting because it was never scheduled with her. Nate and Imani had planned for a romantic evening at that meal. She was responsible for arranging everything. Elena's presence there astounds Nate, who is surprised she went. According to Elena, Imani told him the meeting was scheduled, but then told him it was canceled at the last minute, and you fell for it. There was no reason for Nate not to include Imani. She merely being a participant in the story does not imply a hidden agenda. Stop being so hesitant, Elena. The hatred you have for her is clouding your judgment. No, Nate, Elena retorts, I have a crystal clear picture of the situation in my head. She can't help but wonder whether his unwillingness to accept the truth is keeping him from seeing the truth. Nate claims he is not making any conscious effort to block out any information. Are you saying that I have feelings for her? Elena assumes that he enjoys the boost to his self-esteem that results from her gushing over him. She is probably making him more aggressive and adding fuel to his fire in his disagreements with Devon. Imani has observed a dynamic in the family where Devon attempts to hold Nate back, while Nate rants that he doesn't need his ego bolstered. Having someone to talk to who understands and backs him up is a huge relief. When asked by what she means, Elena replies with crossed arms, "Oh, unlike your girlfriend who couldn't possibly comprehend." Nate assures her that her help has been invaluable. But you still don't think I get what's going on, at least not like Imani does. Elena snarks. While Billy makes his way to the couch at Society, Chelsea approaches Sally to say hello. Sally doesn't want Chelsea's pity, but she does want to know how she's doing since Adam ditched her. Did you cope well whenever Adam ended the relationship? I really did feel horrible for you. Chelsea groans. Sally inquires as to the number of unsuccessful attempts to make it work. 5, 6? How disappointing. To which Chelsea responds, "Excuse me, but I have to go now. Best wishes for a wonderful day." After Sally leaves, Billy checks in on Chelsea, asking, "Is everything all right?" As she beams, "Everything's perfect." The two talk about their podcast, with Chelsea remarking on how well Billy seems to carry himself when discussing their show. Having left the corporate world, Billy has found his newfound freedom to be quite rewarding. Chelsea is puzzled as to why he continues returning to the business world. Maria encourages Tessa to do new things while she's on the mend at Crimson Lights, and Kyle and Summer second that sentiment. According to Maria, it would be the best of all worlds, since she would be able to grow her brand while also gaining more fans. Tessa agrees that it's a great chance, and Kyle and Summer have asked her to keep them posted on her decision. When they leave, Maria starts gushing to Tessa about how excited she is to get her take on the situation. Tessa tells her friend to stop pretending, using her phone's voice app. "You did all of this, right?" Yesterday, she caught her plotting with Kyle. Maria initially denies it, but then admits the truth. Tessa is far too in love to be irrational, to kiss one another. Sally walks into her office and sends Adam a text saying that her original offer still stands. If he's honest, she'll reveal her knowledge about Ashlyn's death. Billy, in Chelsea's opinion, does his best at society to conform to the Abbott mold, but ultimately finds himself outside of it. Bill believes he no longer needs to rebel. "Really?" she exclaims. "To be a part of Chancellor Winters has provided you with meaning, right?" That's a question that stumps Billy. Based on what Chelsea has said, the logical conclusion is no. When asked about it by Chancellor Winters, Nate revealed that he agrees with Elena taking Divon's side. She has come to terms with the fact that he may not view her as a strong ally as Imani does. She's attempting to be his ally, but he's either willfully blind or oblivious to the truth. Though Elena means well, he prefers the unappreciated narrative Imani has been feeding him. "She's giving you the answers you've been looking for," you say. What could be more alluring than a stunning woman pampering his ego?